What's up, everybody? Kyle Barboza here, bass player, music educator, and this is lesson 2 in our series about improvisation on the bass. And if you watched lesson 1, you would know that the 3 most important parts of improvising are good rhythm, good phrasing, and solid articulation. And we're going to work on all 3 of those in this lesson. If you're coming to this as a beginner, go ahead, click onto the first lesson first, and then hit this one when you're ready. But for those of you who are continuing on, let's get it. We're going to be in A minor pentatonic, and I want to go up to the 12th fret on the A string, and here are the 5 notes we're going to use throughout this lesson. It's going to be A here on the 12th fret, 4th finger, up to C here, D, E, G, A. It's that minor pentatonic pattern that you might already know by now. It's 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3. And then back down, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1. All right? So that's all we're going to use for this lesson. But the first thing we're going to do is to get the tonality of this scale in our ear before we even go to improvise with it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to sing up the pentatonic scale, and we're going to sing down the pentatonic scale. I don't care what syllable you use. I don't care if you call out numbers or whatever. I'm just going to use a da. Okay, I'm going to sing everything on a da syllable. But here we go. We're going to sing up and sing down. Okay? Starting on da. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Ready, back down. Da, 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 da. One more time up. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. So, next thing we're going to do is to play some random notes within that 5-note pentatonic scale and see if we can sing what we're playing while we're playing it. All right, so here's an example, and then I'll pass it off to you to go ahead and do it on your own. But if I start on the top note, da, we'll just go down to start, da, 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 da. Then I'm going to start randomizing it. Da, do, da, da, do, da, do, da, do, do, da, da, do, da, da, da. Okay, go as slow as you need to. I would actually, if this were my first time trying this, I would just kind of sing a note, da, see if I can find it. Da, 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 like that, okay? Doesn't matter how much trial and error this takes. It doesn't matter if you get it even close to right the first time. This is just something I want you to do at the beginning of this kind of practice, and it'll get better and better every time, all right? And then eventually you'll be able to kind of sing through some melodies and sing through things that you're hearing in your head. Da-dum, da-dum, dee-da-dum, da-dum, doo-doo-da-doo, dee-da. Hear how vocal that sounds, how lyrical it sounds? When it's coming from here, it's going to sound like a vocal melody, and that's what you want coming out of your bass, okay? All right, next step. Go ahead and pause the video and do that on your own. I said I was going to leave it up to you. And when you come back, like now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring the track back in, and we're going to do that same thing, as simple as need be, okay? Just to get the scale in our ear, we're going to sing and play. All right? Here we go. As best you can. Start from the bottom of the scale and go up. Go up a little bit and come down. Go up one more note. Okay? So how about this? I'm going to sing 2 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You do 2 bars, all right? It doesn't have to be the same thing I do. If you want to try to copy the same thing I do, that's great. If you want to do something different, that's fine too. This is kind of a choose your own adventure here. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, me, and you. Ready? Do-da-be-da-be-da-dee-do. You. Do-ba-dee-boo-dee-dam-dee-da-do. Dee-dee-da-doo-doo-dip-dee-dum-dee-dum. Dee-dee-da-dum-doo-dum-doo-da-dee-dum. Okay, let's stop there. Great. All right? So hopefully some of this is starting to get into your ear just a little bit, okay? Again, this is something you do at the beginning of your practice. I do this all the time, and honestly, you're going to get a little better at it every single time, especially if you just stick to these 5 notes at first for a while, okay? All right, awesome. So do that as long as you want. That can be a whole practice session right there. Do that 15, 20 minutes. Jam on a track and just sing and play. Another thing you can do to take it one step further, go ahead and sing 2 bars, right? It doesn't matter if you're on. It doesn't matter if you sound good. You don't have to have a great voice for this yet. Okay, this will build up your voice too. But then see if you can play what you sang. Dee-da-boom-da-da. Right? Dee-doo-da, dee-doo-boom. Okay? What we're looking for at first, now here's something to look for when you first do it, is when you sing, see if you can at least match the contour of your notes with the contour on the bass. So even if I don't get it right, if I go da-da-doo-dee-da-ba-dum, dee-dee-doo-dee-da-da-dum, even if I play it in the wrong spot, that's still a win, okay? And the other thing is, remember, at the center of it all, it's got to be rhythmic. It's got to be solid in terms of the rhythm, okay? The rhythm has to be precise. So don't try to do anything crazy with the rhythm at first. Real simple stuff. Doom-da, ba-da-doom-da. Make sure you're in the pocket, okay? There it is, all right? So that's the first part of your practice for this, okay? Okay, so now let's get into working on some of the phrasing. And here's what we're going to do that. I'm going to play 2 phrases at a time, okay? So 2 2-measure phrases in a row where first I'm going to start on beat 1 for both phrases. Then I'm going to start on the and of 1 for both phrases. Then I'm going to go to beat 2 for both phrases, then the and of 2, then beat 3, and so on and so forth till I get to the and of 4. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and like that, okay? Check it out. All right, I'll show you, and then I'll leave it off to you to do it. 3, 4. 2. Phrase 2. Now the and of 1. 1. Here's phrase 2. Now beat 2. 1. And of 2. 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. Beat 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. And of 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Beat 4, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And a 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? So that one might take a little bit of practice. That can be pretty difficult. But that's a great exercise. Did you notice something interesting? Go back and listen to that and see if you noticed how my phrases all answered each other. It's almost like I did my own call and response. And I'm going to explain that in a second, but what I mean is, let's say like when I started on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. just by starting in the same spot for 2 phrases in a row and it not being on beat 1, you might have noticed that it's almost like I did the same idea twice, but a little different, right? That's called Motivic Development. What I did was I used my phrasing and my rhythm to develop a small idea. The small idea was that I started on a certain beat, start on beat 2, right? That's called, a small idea like that is called a motive or a motif, okay? M-O-T-I-F, right? And you can have a motif that's based on rhythm. You can have a motif that's based on harmony or phrasing or whatever. But just that little thing has already got you developing an idea. Let me just show you real quick where that could take you in a solo, right? So let's pick beat 3. Okay, I'm going to start all my phrases on beat 3. It's going to sound like I'm developing an idea all the way through. I'm developing a motif. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2. It already has a little bit of a feeling of development, almost like I'm telling a story, right? Just that little exercise right there. Okay, cool. All right, so at this point in the practice session, after you've gone through all those exercises, go ahead and take an actual solo through the form of the tune and see where you stand, okay? See if you got somewhere with it. Concentrate on where you're starting your phrases. See if you can surprise yourself. Don't start your phrases on beat 1, okay? Just to see how it sounds. If you like what you heard, if you like what you played to, if you got something out of this, please like the video and subscribe. And I'm going to go ahead and take my chorus now. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Expect another one real soon, okay?